So this is going to be part 2 on cards that will never be ported to Master Duel or printed again. So if you want to take a look at this one, I did edit it down when I uploaded it afterwards because I saw a lot of the comments saying, why are there so many pauses? So let's not wait, I should say, and let's get into the main bulk of it. I have a total of 7 cards laid out, most likely 8 because one of them is a later edition. But I kind of want to segue it from that video to this video with Element to Hero Arenios being a ender of that video and a starter of this video. Nothing new has emerged with Arenios, and realistically, it could be lawsuit, it could be copyright, it could be whatever we could think of, but it's one of those things that we will never know until never, realistically. But outside of that, let's get into the main bulk because there's 7 other cards that I want to talk about. And the first off, we're going to be going over the Jump Scholastic card being Troposphere. Now, this was a Scholastic promo from back in the day, and it has not been reprinted forever long. One of the main reasons is probably Scholastic actually owns the copyright and trademark to the card because of a deal that they did with Shueisha, Studio Dice, and whatever else there is legally that is there, so we could actually just port it over and print it. Now this means EU hasn't had a actual legal copy to play, so maybe one day we will see it be reprinted in the future, but that is one thing that we have to wait and see on. And another card on the list we have is Last Turn. Now Labyrinth of Nightmare was a absolute powerhouse of a set, if a lot of people remember. And Last Turn was one of those cards in it. Now, one of the main reasons probably why this card has not been reprinted is because of the problem-solving card text. Now, we've had it on Master Duel with the Japanese copy, but realistically with the TCG, they have not changed the wording at all. And I feel like if they were to reprint it, they would do what they did with the 25th anniversary boxes with Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, and all that, and not change the text at all. So realistically, that is one of the things that they could do, which is absolutely fine. Now, after that, let's take a look at a Tim promo that came out in 2019, being Red Eye's Alternative Black Dragon. With the new Red Eye support coming out in Rage of the Abyss, I feel like that this is one of the cards that desperately needs a reprint, because the new metal morph stuff actually helps pure Red Eyes. Now, this card alone definitely helps out the deck in a few choices of manner, but realistically, why could this not be reprinted ever again? Well, you have to remember, Konami doesn't own Yu-Gi-Oh! They only license the game from Shueisha and Studio Dice. So Studio Dice and Shueisha are the ones that have the final say, I should say. But mostly Studio Dice, as they are the people, well, that's Kazuki Takahashi's studio. So there's that. And on top of that, they have final say of what can and can't be done with those two companies. So realistically, this is going to be a very awkward card for them to reprint, but overall, it would be a good reprint nonetheless, especially with Rage of the Abyss around the corner. Now let's get into the bulk of the video after those 4 cards. First off, we have a special promo from 2021 being Amebe. This was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza promo that was only, I think, given out in English from the UK and North America. So honestly, this is a little awkward because the card supposedly has only 2,200 copies, give or take, because they were only while supplies last. Now, this is a card that has very low listings on TCG Player already, so be wary on that, because Amebe is just one of those cards, very low quantities. It's kind of like a Starlight Rare worth, or quantity, I should say, but realistically, we have no actual clue on the exact number, but we could probably guess depending on how big the sheet size is that they use. Other than that, this is a very special promo because OCG got it, and Rush Duel even got it. So, realistically, it is a nice card to have in your collection, and I am happy that I participated in those extravaganzas to actually earn some copies. Now, let's get into another heavy hitter, being 10,000 Dragon. This card was printed in Battle Legends Armageddon, I believe, and I forgot what the OCG set was. I think it was Ignition Assault, if not Eternity Code, but you could check me on that because I think I'm wrong. But this was to celebrate the anniversary or the achievement of 10,000 cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever since it started back in 1999. So overall, this is a very big achievement card, and it's only going to be locked behind the one rarity it has, behind the one set it's printed in. So we could definitely say that this is one of the cards that will definitely not be reprinted anytime soon or ever. Maybe if they do a 2000 Dragon, they could do a special promo of both of them together. But I think that's very unlikely unless if they do exactly 10 of them. So there's a lot of things that they could do, but honestly, I don't see this getting reprinted ever again. And finally, we have a trio of cards that were only printed once, and realistically, I definitely think that they will never be reprinted again. Now, these are cards that definitely could be reprinted in a special type of, oh, I don't know, it's a special set like they did with the acrylic Blue Eyes from the Kaiba briefcase, but in my opinion, it's very interesting since they are V-Jump or Jump promo 6, 7, and 8, being Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship, Unity, and Judgment of the Pharaoh. These are 3 cards that are all representative of the manga, and they all serve a neat purpose. Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship is the friendship between Yugi and Joey. Unity is literally episode 1 of the anime, where they're all there making the Taya makes the symbol on their hands for symbol of friendship. And we actually have the corresponding card with this being symbol of friendship, which I really do like, but Duke Devlin's here as it's another form of symbol of friendship. And then finally, Judgment of the Pharaoh. This is one of these cards that it was printed once. They were kind of pissed off, but when they re-released it for Millennium World, it was the exact same copy, so it's probably the leftover copies that they had. And I really like these cards as a whole. I feel like that what they could do is do a special print for these 3 cards together and have it in a special acrylic case so you can have it on display or whatever you want. So that is just one of the other things that Studio Dice has to agree with and see what they could do from there. Because if they do that, they could do quite a lot of other things. And realistically, it would be cool to see. Now, to correct myself on Unity, this scene pictured on this card is similar to the scene in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel 33 Terra Cube and Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 1 The Heart of the Cards, when Taya Gardner drew the symbol of friendship on Joey, Yugi's, and Tristan's hand, while Duke Devlin shows on the artwork for this card, but was not in that scene nor the episode. So we have big anime references here, which is very nice. Big manga references overall for these 3 cards. Now, sorry that I went on a rant for these, because they are just those special cards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they symbolize the first anime in full-on detail, being friendship, the bond between 2 people, and the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh being the most important character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Next to someone like Nightmare. Sorry about that pause, I was thinking for a moment, but overall, this has been the list of 7 cards that will probably not be reprinted ever again in Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you don't have those copies, some of these are actually super expensive cards. Like, I think I looked up Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship before this recording. It was like $45. Judgment of the Pharaoh is pretty expensive. 10,000 Dragon is 10,000 Dragon. It was $1,000, I remember, at one point. Arenios is quite pricey, but a lot of the other ones are just a few dollars, but they could spike in the future. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you want to see more content like this, because I want to start to get back into doing these random videos, hit that like button down below, comment down below what you want to see in the future. But anyways, see you all in the next video.